Uh, Jay, uh, obviously, Kai only does one event. Y'all had a couple of slips here and there, but y'all responded every time to that, with some clutch performances and came through with another 197. You're feeling about the meet.
Well, obviously, when you make mistakes like that were really atypical, particularly on bars. That's not a place where we've seen those things. But I was proud of the fight because two freshmen had to go up right after Bridget missed, and they showed a lot of grit and a lot of poise to kind of gut it out. And Olivia didn't do her best bar routine, but she was feeling it a little bit. But she fought through that bar routine and gave us a score that counted and maintained our lead for us. Really, that was the thing, is that we was able to maintain the lead that we came out of vault with. And so the fight was there, and those are good things. When you start to see that kind of grit and that kind of determination in those clutch situations, those are good signs. And more than anything, the way we started and the way we finished were really impressive tonight. We had some hiccups in the middle, but the first and the last events, that's going to bode well for us down the line.
Yeah, I was going to talk about the first event, the vault. I mean, you had 5 of the top 6 scores in the vault. It just seemed like that kind of lit the fuse for you for the night.
It did, and we wanted to start fast. I mean, anytime you've got maybe the best vaulter in the country out, and the new faces have to go, we talked about wanting to start fast this week, and we really begun. And as I told y'all last time we talked, that you're in a perfect world, we'd like to have been about 2 weeks further along with landings and things like that, based on how we had to train from COVID. And I think you're seeing exactly that tonight. We really were able to begin to you're starting to see those landings start to come. And we didn't stone stick every one of them, but we sure controlled our landings a whole lot better tonight. And, you just kind of feeling the growth as we go through this.
I think Scott mentioned earlier, so many seniors tonight came through for you. And everybody talks about the freshmen, but the seniors really came through in key spots all along tonight.
Reagan was clutch. Sammy was clutch. I mean, they were the two that y'all talked to were incredibly clutch. I thought Bridget Dean did. That's got to be a career high for her on floor. She opened up floor with maybe the best floor routine I've ever seen her do, and we needed it. We really needed it in that spot. So, that's a good feeling when you've got seniors in those roles that they play. And again, they don't always get all the press clippings that they probably deserve, but they set the tone for us for sure, as these younger ones that are producing a lot of routines for us come along. The mentality and the outlook and the way that we're going about things is unquestionably coming from our seniors.
Shinakova just showing what she can do when she's healthy, or were there some tweaks there that improved her performance?
She's just growing. She's just growing in her confidence. This is a new thing for her. She did one event last year, and this whole team concept for some of them is more difficult to grasp. And she's always been afraid she's going to let anybody down. We had individual meetings this week, and the theme of hers was, watch this. I just want you to go out there. Before you go, I want you to tell yourself, watch this. It was a little more colorful than that, but that's the message, was that she to adopt that attitude and walk out there and look at her teammates and say, watch this. And she really, I'm telling you, that kid is going to be something special before it's all over. Mark my words. She's good.
That's interesting. You talk about the team dynamic and it not coming from a selfish spot, but more of a selfishness.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's interesting. Is that something that's common? And
well, it's something that we work on. I don't know how common it is or uncommon it is. I know it's something that's important to us, and we don't talk about all around. We don't talk about individual awards. We don't talk about who won the event. We don't put labels on any of those things. What we do is we work on making sure that that our culture and the conversations we have are centered 100% around the success of the team. And that can be difficult on a team that's got some depth like this one, because everybody wants to compete. Everybody wants to get out there, and it's a healthy level of competitiveness, and you've got to make sure that you talk about keeping it that way. And the key to the whole thing is communicating with every one of them in a timely enough manner so they know what to expect. And And I think that overall we're doing a good job of that. And it's okay to be disappointed when you don't get to compete, but you got to straighten it up and focus on the team.
Jay, why just Kaya on one event tonight? Was not totally healthy, or
Just cautious. You guys know we've been nursing that Achilles since the Florida meet last year, and just being cautious. It got a little bit hot early in the week, and it just didn't make any sense to, when you try to keep your eye on the ball and the big picture, and to risk that over a dual meet, just didn't make any sense. And I had a lot of confidence in the kids that could go in, that they could get the job done, and just challenge them to step up and go. We can't ride the same horse all the time, and great teams don't have to do that. And so I was glad that we got to prove that to ourselves tonight, and that the outcome was what it was, because we needed others to get some experience. The reason we did all these exhibitions too is, in this COVID environment, if we have an interruption through contact tracing or something like that, we've got a broader base of kids that have gotten some experience out there, that will be a little more comfortable theoretically when they get out there. Scott, I can't hear you, buddy.
oh, I'm sorry. You mentioned earlier to me in the week that you changing the order, changing a person's place in the routine, can really affect things. So obviously, having Kaya out on 3 events, changed things for a lot of people, and yet y'all did well with a lot of good scores.
Yeah, it changed. The only place I think that we moved the order of anybody else was on floor with Kaya out. I think on vault we put somebody in that spot. I'm trying to remember who it was now, but yeah, we put Sammy in there. Sammy went in where Kaya normally is, and on beam we put Elena in where Kaya normally is, and that's a philosophical thing for me. I know there's other coaches that would categorically change their lineup, but when you have kids that are performing well, that from week to week that are staying in, I don't like to disrupt that and move things around too much. I just would rather, have enough confidence in the kid that's going in to go in the spot that's vacated for whatever reason.